Salutation and greeting to you all. My name is Riker, and I'm going to be demonstrating to you the art of juggling. I brought these bags of mad props, and if this all goes well, hopefully you'll be giving me mad props. But before I begin, I just need to take a moment and assess the gravity situation. Okay. Let's see, what shall we start out with here? I think I'll start out with these. Now, does anybody here know what these are? Can anybody tell me what their name is? Oh. Clubs. Hey, clubs! Somebody got that. Give that guy a big round of applause. Well, yes. We jugglers know these as clubs, but most people who aren't familiar with that think of them as pins because, well, they look sort of like bowling pins, I guess. But you shouldn't call them that around seasoned jugglers because if you do, they might think that you're a bit of a pinhead, really. Now, juggling is a great hobby to have, but as you can see, it does have its ups and its downs, like any recreational pastime. Now, on the upside, it's very good for your forearms, especially the bicep. I mean, just look right here. This is all just pure juggling muscle. I imagine that you guys, who Enoch has been pointing out so many times, will now really want to take it up and beef up those forearms, of course. Well, I will teach you how later. Now, that said, though, oh, wait a minute, I remember another upside, which is, whenever you're getting drunk, you can use it to find out just how drunk you really are. I mean, I take juggling props with me wherever I go, so then whenever I go into a bar and somebody asks me, dude, you can't drive home, you're too drunk, I say, oh, I'm not drunk, here, just watch this. If I was drunk, I'd do that. Or I do this. Yes, it's especially good if a cop has to do this. Now, but sad to say, there is a downside to this handy skill, which is that whenever you're performing in front of an audience, to be impressed, they always want you to be in danger of killing yourself. So, well, you have to be really tough to do that. You have to be a true juggler knot, if you will. And now, I happen to be just one juggler knot, but so I was going to go all out just for you tonight. I was going to juggle something more dangerous than knives, more dangerous than chainsaws, more dangerous than torches. I was going to juggle the most dangerous thing of all. Girlfriends. But unfortunately, I couldn't find any girlfriends that wanted to be juggled by me, and it was really sad they wouldn't even let me have a small fling with them. And I found that really surprising because as a juggler, I thought that I'd be quite the catch. That was a fruitless endeavor. What can I do about that? Let's see what we have here. So many cops. That wouldn't be a fruitless endeavor if I juggled these. This is also a good way to connect with my core audience. I've always liked that. You know, I was thinking about making these into pies, actually, but those are a lot harder to juggle. And anyway, only the upper crust performers get to oh, well, I guess bakers can't be choosers. That would have made for a pretty crummy performance anyway. We're on the floor. Here, somebody else can have it. You know, I don't really have time to eat all this anyway. If somebody want, here you go. That was a good apple. Can I have that back, actually? Yeah, I'll take that back. Wait, you put her on the floor. Why'd you do that? Yeah, I guess you can have it back, actually. I don't got a lot of food here. I wish somebody saved some of those donut holes. I could have juggled those. That would have been crummy too, though. I think I'm going to take chances. And if I make a mistake, things will definitely get messy. Oh, you thought I was going to be juggling real eggs. No, no. I was just egging you on the entire time. So now the yolk is on you. But to be honest, it's better this way, because if these were real eggs, I have to really scramble to get them. Etc., etc., etc. Well, that was over easy. Let's see, what else we got here? Easy. Yes, okay. I'd like to put a question to the audience. How does juggling look to you when I do it? Does it look hard or does it look easy? What do you think?
Hard.
I think it looks hard. Well, that's unfortunate because I'm going to let you in on a little secret right now. Juggling is actually incredibly easy. We jugglers just make it look hard because otherwise you wouldn't find it very impressive. But I'll demonstrate to you just how simple it is if you promise not to give away any secret, because the other jugglers will kind of come after you. Okay. Has anybody here ever tried juggling before?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you raise your hands now, I could actually see who's doing. Because you never went to school. Okay, can any of you, any of you ever succeeded at juggling?
Yes.
No.
Yes, all right. And so what did you start with?
Thanks.
Balls.
Well, yes, so we'll start with balls too. All right. Now this is really all you need to know. Start with one ball in your hand. Throw it from one arm to the other. Okay, did you miss that? I'll do it again. Scoop with your arm. Juggle like a pelican, not like an albatross. Okay, did everybody get that? That's basically all you need to know. Just learn that and you're a juggler. But as I will demonstrate to you, everything is just the same thing as one. It only looks more difficult. For example, add another ball. See, each hand is throwing the exact same way as it did before, so 2 is no different than 1. All right, let's add another ball. This is kind of the pattern that everybody works up to when they're beginning, I think. This pattern here is called the cascade. And it's kind of the default pattern. You probably noticed I was doing it a few times as I was juggling. It's a very standard pattern, which everybody thinks they have to learn at some point. But as I've demonstrated, all you need to learn is 1, because still every throw is the exact same way we were doing with 1. It's no different, it's just that there's 2 more. Okay, so if you can juggle 1 in 2 hands, it's only a tiny baby step from making it a little bit harder, or so you might think, but really it isn't. Juggling 1 ball in 1 hand. Did you get that? Okay, now if you've got that, just add another ball, and oh, I'm throwing it the exact same way I did before, so 2 is no different than 1. And if I can do it in 1 hand, then what's to stop me from doing it in the other hand? If I can do it in that hand, let's just put the 2 together and, oh, you have 4, but really it's no different than 1. Okay, now I showed you the 3-ball pattern, which is really no different than 1. Now, every time we have an odd number, we go back to that cascade. So if we go to the next number, which would be 5, but it's really no different than 1, as I'll show you. See, that's just so simple and straightforward. All you gotta do is learn 1. All right, now then, I showed you how to go from 1 ball in 1 hand to 1 ball in, no wait, 2 balls in 1 hand, yes. But it really doesn't matter, I mean, it's all 1. Okay, let's add another ball and just go a tiny bit faster. Oh, see how easy that is. Yes. Okay, now just like we did with going from 2 to 4, which is really no different than 1, we'll go from 3 to 6. Now, if I'm correct, then juggling 6 should be no different than juggling 1. What do you all think? Are you convinced?
Yeah!
Good, you're convinced. That means I don't need to show you. Oh, wait. You want to see me do it, don't you? Yes. Okay, fine. We'll do it just for you. No different than 1. Yeah, I think there's not a whole lot of wind in here. We should be good. Okay, my formula was accurate. Then juggling 6 should be no different than juggling 1. Like I said. But another trick that jugglers do to make things look hard when they're really so simple is they pretend to drop all the time. So that's another trick that you can to your resume if you ever try to become a juggler. As I showed you, oh well, okay, maybe it's a tiny bit harder than one, but just a tiny bit of tackling, you know? It's really, really, really easy. There we go. Well, thank you. Glad now you know how to juggle, but you know you've been a really good audience, so I think I'll show you one more thing tonight. And you're lucky because this doesn't usually make the final cut in my juggling. See, whenever I bring these out, people, especially when I'm indoors, people just kind of get edgy. Guys like my juggling acts to be cutting edge. I'm gonna warn you, actually, I'm a little bit rusty on this trick. I'm willing to take a stab at it, just for you, because I want to get a dull performance. Blunt, but I'm sure you'll get the point. I'll just have to stay sharp and put my mettle to the test. And another reason I was a little worried about pulling this out before I knew what kind of audience you were, is that when there are critics in an audience, I've known them to be quite cutthroat. And when an act goes badly, they just go straight for the juggler. Thank you.